Assalamu alaikum. The main purpose of studying the Arabic grammar is to be able to deal with the speech, whether to create it or to understand and analyze it. So we need to answer an important questions. How should we study the Arabic grammar and how to go from the beginning until achieving our goal? Well, today I'm gonna answer these questions by sharing with you two main things. The first thing is like a key plan of all of the Arabic grammar from the beginning to the end. I'm gonna structure that in a logic and simple way, which is absolutely important for you to know where are you or where are you going. The second thing that I'm gonna share with you is the most effective way to follow and studying this plan. Keep on watching. Any speech is clearly a group of sentences, and these sentences are a group of words. So to create a speech in Arabic, there are two stages. The first stage is to have the right words. The second stage is to form these words into sentences. Let's start with the first stage, words. In the Arabic language, there are only three types of words. The first of them is ism, and it refers to a noun in English. Ism is a word that names a person, place, thing, or abstract noun like love and difficulty. The second type is harf, and it refers to a particle or a letter for the literal meaning in English. Particle by itself has no meaning, and you need another word with it to give it a meaning. So it needs either a verb or a noun to give it meaning. And because identifying particles generally it's more difficult, we use an elimination technique. So if the word is not a noun or a verb, then it must be a particle. The third type of the Arabic words is fi'l, and it refers to a verb in English. And what you need to know is that verb refers to an action happening at a certain time, tense, like past, present, and future. Well, there are other signs to identify exactly the type of word in Arabic. We will explain them in more detail in other episodes. So it's very important that at the same time as you're learning a new word is to be able to determine the type of word, whether it is a noun, a verb, or a particle. We will do more practice on that in our next episodes. After identifying the type of word, there are some characteristics of each word type that we must know. We will look at them as in Q&A. For noun, we need to answer these three questions. First question, is it a declinable or indeclinable noun? هل الاسم معرب أم مبني? Any Arabic word is either declinable or indeclinable. The Arabic declinable words are the words that have the feature of changing their vowel endings according to their grammatical position in the Arabic sentence. The Arabic indeclinable words are those words that do not have that feature. Their vowel endings never change whatever their grammatical position is. Second question, is it a definite or indefinite noun? هل الاسم معرفة أم نكرة? Third question, is it has a grammatical influence on other words or not? هل له عمل أم لا? For particles, we need almost to answer one question. Is it has a grammatical influence on noun or verb or not? هل له عمل على الأسماء أو الأفعال أم لا? For verb, we need to answer four questions. First question, is it a declinable or indeclinable verb? هل الفعل معرب أم مبني? Second question, what is the verb type? Past, present, or imperative? ما نوع الفعل من حيث المضي والمضارعة والأمر? Third question, is it complete or deficient verb? ما نوعه من حيث التمام والنقص? The complete verb in Arabic, الفعل التام, is a verb that describes a time and an action, like played, لعب, which describes the action of playing and the time in which this action happened. A deficient verb, incomplete verb. الفعل الناقص is a verb that only describes time without any mention to the action. When you say كان, which roughly translates to was, as a thing happened in the past, you still do not know what kind of an action happened at that time. So you need كان name, اسم كان, and كان predicate, خبر كان, which complete the meaning of the sentence. An example to this is كان الطفل نائما, which includes an incomplete verb كان and كان name الطفل and كان predicate نائما. It means the child was sleeping. Fourth question, is it active or passive? هل الفعل مبني للمعلوم أم مبني للمجهول? When a sentence has the subject of the verb in there, we call it a sentence in the active voice. مبنية للمعلوم. The subject of the verb of the sentence is knowing. On the other hand, when the subject of the verb is omitted, we call it a sentence in the passive voice. مبنية للمجهول. The subject of the verb is not knowing. That's it for stage 1, which is absolutely important to master, as it will give you a strong basic and excellent foundation to advance your ability in the Arabic grammar skill. Now, let's move to the second stage, sentences. Structurally, there are two types of sentences in Arabic. First one called الجملة الصغرى, where all of its components are words, and you will understand more when you will come to the second type. Now, الجملة الصغرى, or the simple sentence, we can divide it into two types. Number one, the nominal sentence, meaning الجملة الاسمية. This sentence starts mostly with a noun. This nominal sentence either be مجردة, made up of مبتدأ and خبر, subject of a nominal sentence, and predicate. Also, the nominal sentence can be منسوخة, made up of الناسخ and اسمه and خبره. الناسخ abbreviation plus its noun plus its predicate. Number two, the verbal sentence, meaning الجملة الفعلية. This sentence starts mostly with a verb. This verbal sentence either be صريحة, made up of verb plus subject of the verb and sometimes object, فعل and فاعل and مفعول به. Also, this verbal sentence can be غير صريحة, made up of particle that replaced with the verb plus object. The second type of the Arabic sentence called جملة كبرى, the compound sentence, where one of its components must be a sentence, meaning that there is a sentence inside the compound sentence. And we can also divide it into two types, conditional sentence and non-conditional sentence. That was a key blend of all of the Arabic grammar and Nahu al-Arabi. Now, for studying this blend, obviously we should start first by mastering the first stage words, then the next stage will be more easily. Well, these two things are perfect tools to achieve your goal of mastering the Arabic. Anyway, subscribe and hit the like button if you have learned anything today. And don't forget to leave a comment and share the video. Salam.